talked to 50 not too long ago, and I was telling him that story. I was like, and I feel like with the Lifetime thing, I wasn't able to completely tell my story. It was more of, everything that transpired between me and my mother.
And there was something about how Keyshia Cole complained that you weren't giving her any songs because of your relationship with Beyonce and how she sort of said something about Beyonce.
It wasn't nothing towards Keyshia. I mean, she knows that, and everybody that with a brain knows that.
Because I think he said something like, "Oh yeah, I'm single now. I could do what I want." I was like, "Sir, you were doing all of this while you were married, though."
Right.
Man.
What's different?
Stop. Like, this is no different. Like, my point of interest was to create songs on this album that you didn't have to skip. I'm hoping that I did that. I'm hoping it's well received. I hope that the fans love it. I cried a lot. Mm-hmm. I cried when I said I wasn't gonna cry, so I would think, maybe it was a little difficult.
Yo, you ever wonder how Keyshia Cole went from being the princess of R&B to damn near invisible? Let me tell you, it all started when sis decided to pop off on Beyonce. Yep, one tweet about Queen Bey, and the Beyhive came through like a SWAT team, shutting it all down. But hold up. Was it just the Hive, or was Beyonce herself pulling strings behind the scenes?
We talked to 50 not too long ago, and I was telling him that story. I was like, and I feel like with the Lifetime thing, I wasn't able to completely tell my story. It was more of, everything that transpired between me and my mother.
How you go from platinum records to barely charting. Did Keyshia really mess with the wrong one, or was she just too real for an industry that ain't built for honesty? Let's get into the drama, the downfall, and all the Tiki Shaws finally spilling about how Beyonce might have had a hand in killing her career. This one's juicy, so grab your popcorn and stay locked, cause the truth ain't pretty. But to tell you about all this drama, you gotta know the story of Keyshia's come up first. Born on October 15, 1981 in Oakland, California, Keyshia didn't exactly have it easy. Her biological mom, Frankie, was caught up in the streets, struggling with substance abuse. By the time Keyshia was 2, she got adopted by family friends, Leon and Yvonne Cole. That's how she got her last name. But trust, Keyshia never forgot where she came from. By the age of 12, she was already hustling, singing backup for MC Hammer like, "Y'all gonna hear me one day?" That hustle paid off big time when she dropped her debut album, The Way It Is, in 2005. And baby, she wasn't just knocking, she was kicking doors down. Hits like I Should Have Cheated and Love had everybody feeling her pain and singing their hearts out.
My rainy days fade away when you come around, please.
The album went platinum, and her fans, they were ride or die from day one. Keyshia didn't slow down either. In 2007, she hit us with Just Like You, and let's just say she wasn't playing. That album debuted at number 2 on the Billboard 200 and even snagged her a Grammy nomination. Talk about levels. Then in 2008, A Different Me had her switching it up, and the multi-platinum plaques kept coming. But Keyshia wasn't just about the music. She flipped the script on reality TV too. Her show, Keyshia Cole, The Way It Is, gave fans a front row seat to her life. The highs, the struggles, all of it. People connected with her rawness on a whole new level. She wasn't just singing about her pain. She was living it, and we all felt like we knew her. Keyshia was unstoppable, or so it seemed. But then came that tweet and everything started to shift. In 2013, Beyonce dropped Bow Down, and the world wasn't ready.
Top down, bitches. I took some time to live my life.
The song wasn't your usual Queen Bey anthem. It was aggressive, it was bold, and it had her telling folks to bow down. It was giving, I'm the queen, and y'all better recognize. But not everybody was feeling it, especially Keyshia Cole. Sis wasn't about to let that slide. Keyshia hit Twitter and let her feelings fly. Can't stand when people all self-righteous when it's convenient, but can still talk when convenient too. FOH. And if that wasn't enough, she doubled down, tweeting, "First women need to stick together, now bitches better bow. SMH oop." She called out what she saw as hypocrisy and threw shade at the whole women empowerment narrative Beyonce was known for. Let's just say the internet went crazy. Enter the Beyhive. Beyonce's fans came out swinging like it was a championship fight. They weren't just defending their queen, they were out for blood. Keyshia's mentions turned into a battlefield with insults, threats, and fans canceling her left and right. They called her everything but a child of God and accused her of being bitter, jealous, and disrespectful. Social media was on fire. And Keyshia? She wasn't backing down. But the fallout didn't stop with the fans. It hit her career too. The Dream, a major producer who worked with Beyoncé, straight up said he wasn't rocking with Keyshia anymore. "That's family," he said about Beyoncé. "You can't talk about my family and expect me to work with you." Ouch! Suddenly, industry doors started closing and people weren't as eager to collab with her.
And there was something about how Keyshia Cole complained that you weren't giving her any songs because of your relationship with Beyonce and how she sort of said something about Beyonce.
It wasn't nothing towards Keyshia. I mean, she knows that, and everybody that with a brain knows that.
The media wasn't any kinder. They flipped the narrative, painting Keyshia as a troublemaker instead of the powerhouse R&B artist we knew. She wasn't just the girl with the soulful voice anymore. She was the one who came for Beyonce. That label stuck, and it wasn't doing her any favors. Keyshia's tweet wasn't just an opinion, it became a turning point. One moment of honesty turned into a full-blown controversy that would follow her for years. But was it all really fair? Let's get into how this moment changed the game for Keyshia's career.
I remember when I screamed I hated you.
Keyshia's music started losing its spark, or at least that's what the numbers were saying. Calling All Hearts dropped in 2010, but it didn't come close to her earlier bangers. By the time Woman to Woman came out in 2012, it was clear her reign on the charts was slipping. Then came Point of No Return in 2014, and baby, that album only moved 25,000 copies in its first week. Compare that to her earlier albums, and you can see the problem. Fans weren't buying her records like they used to, literally and figuratively. Let's keep it real. Keyshia's singles just weren't hitting the same. Songs like Rick James and Next Time couldn't even break the top 40. Critics were saying what we all felt. The fire, the raw emotion, the Keyshia spark that made her early hits unforgettable was dimming. It wasn't that she wasn't talented anymore, it's just that the magic wasn't connecting like before. And then there was her reality TV era. Keyshia Cole, The Way It Is, was a whole moment. It gave us drama, tears, and some iconic moments. But the follow-up shows, they just didn't hit the same. On top of that, her messy marital issues with NBA player Daniel Gibson were making headlines. Sis was out here trying to save her marriage while her music took a back seat. Unfortunately, the tabloids ate it up and the music got lost in the noise.
Because I think he said something like, "Oh yeah, I'm single now. I could do what I want." I was like, "Sir, you were doing all of this while you were married, though."
Right.
Man.
What's
like,
different?
stop. Like, this is no different.
Let's not pretend the Beyhive didn't have a hand in this. The Hive? Ruthless. They didn't just come for Keyshia online, they turned her into an industry cautionary tale. You criticize Beyonce, and the Hive makes sure your name doesn't sit right in anyone's mouth. Just ask Carrie Hilson. Beyonce's cultural dominance was, and still is, unmatched, and the loyalty of her fans created lasting challenges for anyone who dared speak sideways. Keyshia's decline wasn't just about her music, it was the perfect storm of bad press, personal drama, and the Hive's unrelenting grip. And let's be real, climbing back from all that, not easy. Man, life came at Keyshia Cole hard, but sis kept swinging back like a real one. 2021 was a rough year, y'all. Keyshia's mama, Frankie, passed away from an accidental overdose, and it broke her heart. Fans already knew the love and struggle between Keyshia and Frankie. They saw it play out on TV. Losing her hit different, and while she was trying to grieve, life just kept piling on. But Keyshia, she held it down, even with all that pain weighing heavy on her. And in 2017, She dropped 11/11 Reset trying to put herself back on top.
I've always wanted to do like headline my own arena tour. So like my point of interest was to create songs on this album that you didn't have to skip.
Right.
So I'm hoping that I did that. I'm hoping it's well received. I hope that the fans love it. I put a lot of work into this album.
Critics were feeling it, the emotions, the rawness, but the numbers? They weren't hitting like her old stuff. Still, Keyshia let everybody know she wasn't going nowhere. She was still out here doing her thing for the fans who stayed loyal. Keyshia's been knocked down more times than we can count, but she always gets back up. That's why we ride for her. If you do too, hit that subscribe button and stay locked in. More tea is coming and you don't want to miss it.